I'm in the church tour of the first African American Baptist church. So yeah, I feel good here. The tour is about to begin, so I'm excited about that. Show y'all some of the tour. Thank you.
How old's the baby? Huh? How old is the baby?
3 months.
Oh, really?
This is the oldest black congregation in North America, and it dates back to the year 1773. Now, the first pastor's congregation name is Reverend George Loud, and you can find his stained glass picture on the outside steeple directly in front of the church today. Reverend Loud was born in Slade, Virginia, later sold to a family in South Carolina, and upon giving his freedom to preach the gospel, he came across Savannah riverbank, started his congregation in 1773. Constituted the church December 1777. Reverend Loud fought on the British during the time of the American Revolutionary War. Once he lost the war with the British colonists, and with the British against the colonists, he left America. He fled for free enslaved inside slavery at that time because all the slaves who had fought along with the British were being taken back. He left America in 1787, set sail for West Indies in Jamaica, and there in Kingston around 1788, he established in Kingston, Jamaica, the first black Baptist church there in Kingston. The slaves built the sanctuary he's sitting in right now by candlelight and moonlight. It took them approximately 4 years to do so. After working some 15 hours or more on the plantations, they were allowed to come to worship. They walked 3 miles from those locations here to erect the walls of the sanctuary. The bricks that form the walls of the church, guys, are all made out of mud clay and straw. They were brought up here from the embankments of the Savannah River. The women made the mud clay and straw in the hems of their garment, as the men made the bricks by hand. The walls of the church are 4.5 brick thick around the entire perimeter of 5 feet of concrete. In the balcony, there are 40 pews. There are 20 on either side, in which the slaves left the different tribal markings or signatures alongside the pews in the balcony area. The vast majority of slaves could not read and write the English language. If everyone was found a book in his hand would be cut off. It wasn't that the slaves were, because they never wanted the slaves to know that they were not inferior to the person that enslaved them. 9 tribes, 6 different languages. The markings alongside the pews are not ABC letter writing because they weren't English literate. But they are in Hebrew and also to an Aramaic. Not Arabic, but Aramaic, the oldest language ever known to man to be spoken. He ran the plantation for the slave owners, because he told the slaves what to do, how to go about it. He also counted the slaves coming to and fro to here to worship. We didn't come from a Christianity background at all. And he couldn't speak our language. So what he used to do, Tom, he heard the things going on. Hey, they're going to sell the 3 of you guys tomorrow. You might want to stay together as a family. Go on the railroad. So he used to count you using pebbles and stones to keep his count accurate. He would drop 3 on the ground out of 200. And he'd call out to him, Tom! What do you say, boss? They're all accounted for. Surely they weren't, because the 3 are not going to return. But by the time that slave woman realized 3 of the slaves were missing, you guys would be long gone up the system. Tom would have to go out there and do a hardship, go out there and hug that tree. Get hit with a whip so severe, every time he hit Tom, he ripped his flesh in half. What a great sacrifice Tom made, because he never, ever told. See, you got to realize something. The Quakers told who what to go along the Underground Rail system? Tom, because he spoke their language, which was English. He had to tell them the different things to look out for along the Underground Rail system. What to go, where to go, and where to get safe haven. They didn't make it to Canada in one day. They went in 20-mile increments all the time when they moved through the night. But there was always one slave on the plantation who would be a little disgruntled, always giving Tom a fit, always giving Tom a problem. And Tom would go to the slave owner and tell him, say, hey, you see that one right there in the black? She ain't smiling since I've been here. Around the corner. You don't go out on the door, they ain't looking at me crazy. It hurt. You might want to do something to that one right there. And you know what ended up happening? I said we ended up killing her. Based on what Tom said. But Tom sacrificed the one for the greater good of others. Because otherwise he was going to expose what was going on. That was a bad person at all, but we perpetuated him as a bad person all these years. You see the quoting over here to your left? It's based on a book called Hidden in Plain View. The author of the book, last name is Kemp, K-E-M-P. These were maps telling the slaves where to go along the Underground Rail system. The symbols you see on the quoting are actually cardinal symbols, meaning like north, south, east, and west. These quoting patterns, designs will be different sometimes in different places you go, depending on where they're escaping from.
In the wild.